On today's video, we are going to be talking about chemical sunscreens and mineral sunscreens. Okay, now we have two different types of sunscreens. We have the chemical and the mineral. The chemical is simply the organic sunscreens, while the mineral or physical sunscreens are the inorganic sunscreens. Now, when we talk about chemical sunscreens, how do chemical sunscreens work on the skin? How do mineral sunscreens or physical sunscreens work on the skin? Now, chemical sunscreens simply work by absorbing ultraviolet rays, the UVA rays, the UVB rays, okay? While the mineral sunscreens simply work by reflecting, okay? When the rays of the sun shines on them, it reflects back. Okay, now for a better explanation, when the rays of the sun shines on you, if you have a mineral sunscreen on, let me use the word, it bounces on your skin and goes back into the environment. But with a chemical sunscreen, your skin is going to absorb it. Okay, then when your skin absorbs it, your skin is now going to convert it to heat and then release it to the environment. This is how your sunscreens work, depending on the one you want. Now we have hybrid sunscreens too. Now, hybrid sunscreens are simply sunscreens that contain ingredients both for the chemical and for the mineral sunscreen. Don't worry, as time goes on, I'm going to be giving you examples of this and then tell you the one that is best for your skin. Now, when we talk about mineral sunscreens, you are going to be looking out for ingredients zinc oxide, titanium dioxide. Okay. When we talk about chemical sunscreens, you're going to be looking out for octinoxate, which is benzone, is it avobenzone? There is still another one, octocrylene. Yes, all these are chemical UV filters. Okay, so now when choosing a sunscreen, it is always advised what that you go for broad spectrum sunscreens. Now, broad spectrum simply means sunscreens that will be able to protect your skin both from UVA and UVB. UVA simply means ultraviolet aging rays. UVB rays simply means ultraviolet burning rays. Now, UVA rays are simply those rays of the sun that break down your skin's collagen and cause you wrinkles, fine lines, crow's feet, and the rest. Why the UVB rays? Okay, what they simply do is that they damage your skin's DNA and then cause you sunburn, which of course, if care is not taken, while healing is going to um proceed to PIH, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. Okay, so this is just simply what this does. And we have UVC, rays of the sun, that is responsible for skin cancer. It was even recently that I found out of this UV series. I used to think we have just UVB and UVA. That's fine. Now, you might want to ask, which one should I go for? Okay, Chinazo, you have mentioned mineral sunscreen, you have mentioned hybrid, you have mentioned chemical. Which one should I go for? Go for the one your skin loves. Simple. All right. Even though some persons are going to advise you to go for chemical sunscreen if you have a deeper skin tone, then you go for mineral sunscreen if you have a lighter skin tone because of the white cast that comes mostly with mineral sunscreens. Now, in as much as mineral sunscreens are known to leave white casts, the truth now is that mineral sunscreens nowadays are being formulated better not to leave white casts, but they're always pretty expensive because of the formulation. So just go for anyone your skin likes, whether you are dark or light. Go for the one. One thing I believe is that there is nothing like the best sunscreen. Nah, there is nothing like the best sunscreen. Okay, the best sunscreen for your skin is that sunscreen that your skin loves. Simple. I have an oily skin. I'm using the Bio UV sunscreen, and Bio UV is a hybrid sunscreen. Yes. Now, there are persons who have oily skin tones that will swear by Skin Aqua. There are persons with oily skin tones as well, oily skin types that will swear by Nivea sunscreen. You see, so because my skin prefers Bio UV does not make other sunscreens bad. Nah, just go for it. That is the best sunscreen for your own skin. Simple. Okay, so now let's talk about these mineral sunscreens. Now, mineral sunscreens are now formulated. One thing about science is that science is not static. As time goes on, there will always be corrections. We now have a lot of mineral sunscreens that do not leave white cast simply because of how they are being formulated. But note that they are expensive. Yes, because um mineral UV filters, which are zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. All right. Now, let me use an example. Let me use Skin Doctor sunscreen. Skin Doctor is a mineral sunscreen. I think so. Yes. Now, it leaves a terrible white cast. It leaves a terrible white cast. Now, if you have a dry skin type and you do not mind using sunscreens that leave white cast, good and fine. You can go with Skin Doctor. But nobody wants to be walking like a scarecrow. That's the truth. Nobody wants to be walking around with a chalky substance on their face. Nobody wants that. So now, let me tell you the difference between that Skin Doctor sunscreen and which brand produces. I think La Roche-Posay produces a mineral sunscreen. Yes, I'll leave a picture of that sunscreen on the screen. Now, the difference between Skin Doctor mineral sunscreen and the La Roche-Posay mineral sunscreen is simply in their formulation. Now, zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, all right, I'll use Skin Doctor now as a case study. Now, Skin Doctor, because it leaves that chalky substance, they use zinc oxide and and the titanium dioxide that are not even finely blended. They are not blended well. That is just the difference. That is why you are noticing that chalky substance on your face. Okay, but La Roche-Posay, now I am using La Roche-Posay as a case study for mineral sunscreens that do not leave a white cast. These non-cast mineral sunscreens go for the finely blended UV filters, mineral UV filters, okay, zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. And not just that, Skin Doctor is going to go for heavy creams. They are going to go for thick formulations. Now, La Roche-Posay mineral sunscreen are going to go for light formulations. They are going to, whatever cream they are going to be using in their formulations are going to be lightweight so that it does not sit on the skin. Okay, so all these things are differences. When we say tinted sunscreens are simply sunscreens that contain iron oxides. Now, these iron oxide also have their own work on the skin. That is why you hear most estheticians, dermatologists be like, if you have hyperpigmentation, go for tinted sunscreens. It is because of the presence of that iron oxides. Now, you might want to ask, okay, is Skin Doctor sunscreen bad? Mm, in my own opinion, it is not bad. So far, you have a dry skin type and you do not mind white cast. You do not mind having a white cast. No problem. If you have an oily skin, I'm not going to advise you to use Skin Doctor. Do not use Skin Doctor sunscreen. Why? Because it contains some comedogenic properties. What do I mean? Ingredients that are likely to clog your pores. So do not use Skin Doctor sunscreen if you have an oily acne prone skin. But you have a dry skin and you do not mind walking around like a scarecrow, good and fine. Okay, you can use Skin Doctor.